Before I go into what most of you are probably here for, Demon Slayer, I just want to give a little bit of point of view when it comes to like the Shien tour that some influencers had on the more like beauty clothing side of the internet. First of all, obviously they were shown like the best factory, obviously. But the thing with China and the bad... I don't really know what to say, like... The bad environment for the workers is by the system. In Chinese labor laws, it's only allowed 8 hours a day. But usually they go around it by writing in like the contract that it's open hours, which obviously is you should not agree to it. So why do people agree on that part? Well, in China you are only allowed to work, go to school, get healthcare, etc. where you're living. And if you live on the countryside and want to move into bigger towns, it's usually if you manage to make a career there. You know, you gotta have a career. And obviously working as a factory worker, it's not a career. So what actually happens for the workers is that they move there, but they have to do it illegally because, well, they can't work where they don't live, and obviously the government won't accept them living there because they have no reason to. You know, it's just a low-paying job, so they don't care for that. And with that, the workers have no rights. You know, the overtime, no right for that. They don't actually have a right to the job. So obviously they don't even have the right to have a good job, to get healthcare, and obviously they can't bring their kids if they have that, because the kids won't be able to go to school. And obviously that's super messed up, but that is how the Chinese labor system is currently working. And with that, this Shien tour where they showed like amazing stuff is really troubling because it doesn't agree on what I learned at university about China and the labor system. I mean, that's... you know, like the university, especially here in Sweden, usually keep a quite top-notch kind of quality on the studies. So I really disagree with Tor, and I don't buy from Shien because, well, I am a little bit hypocritical because I be like, oh yeah, I don't want to buy from Shien because it's so much pollution and all that kind of stuff, and yet I buy action figures from Japan that they priority ship. And I mean, part of it is that my family, we don't have a car, which is the biggest pollution problem among individual families, that they do have a car. Obviously some people need a car, but a lot of people have a car or many cars that they don't need. And that was my thoughts about the Shien tour. If you want to look it up because you're super confused by this, then please do. But I do want everyone to keep in mind that any news around China and labor laws and stuff, it's so bad. Like, so much goes under the grid that it's awful. But yes, now we go into Demon Slayer. Obviously with all the arcs I have to have here. because there are quite a lot, and I now have the whole manga. I have bought each and every one separately. Because the thing is, I had like 8 volumes out of like 22, 23 when the box came out. So I thought like I really don't want to waste all this manga. So, and I mean, I'm kind of happy because I do provide more money that I did have afford to the manga industry. But yes, I do also have my figures here. Though I will... Actually, we can start with the figures. Okay. So now, I don't know. Like, I have a lecture later today, so that's why I'm super messed up. But we got Mr. Pigman in Inosuke. Yes, I only have his head, obviously. So this one is quite old. Some long-time viewers probably recognize somewhat this. Know I have talked about it. This is from Sega. I bought this when it was some percent off, so I paid like... Well, my dad paid like $35 or something. I don't really know. But yeah, this one... I would like to get a better Inosuke figure, but I would never throw it away, you know? Like, I am very happy over this, but obviously I want to do it more justice than this. But otherwise, I do like it. Like, it's quite large as well. And then we have... I have only showed you one of these, because I have 3 left. Obviously, I do have pop figures, but that's a separate video, and I know no one likes them anymore. Because I also think they're a bit overrated, but... I mean, some are cute, and for me, before I had afford action figures, it was a nice way to feel like I have action figures, but in a way that even me that was borderline poverty could still have something. But yes, I think this was what I got as a birthday gift last year. It's Obanai. This is Bandai Spirits that have the copyright too. Which, I mean, if you don't know, if you haven't seen the video, I really do like this. He is one of my favorite characters. Especially with like his background, like I really like that. And obviously, I also have a Q Posket that is also Bandai Spirits and the exact same but mini version. By the way, guys, with how much Q Poskets cost, I mean, when I go to the Japanese Amazon, they cost like what, 150 Swedish crowns, like $15. I mean, that's a reasonable price. I mean, obviously there's shipping, but still. Here in Sweden, for this tiny thing, you have to pay like $40, like 400 crowns for it. I mean, for me, I got it cheaper, but I was so disappointed when it arrived because it's like half his size, you know, like half his size and basically the same price. Yes. And the last one I have to show you is my favorite character, Muichiro. Or I think that's his name, I have totally forgotten at the moment, I'm sorry guys. But yeah, obviously this is also a Q Posket, I got it at the same time as the Obanai one. And I have seen the action figure that came out with the latest season, you know, the village arc. At least a cheap one that I've seen, like the face is super messed up, like come on. But this one I do like, and as said, I got it cheaper because I would never pay the actual price of $40 for this. You know, like my hand is... So yeah, there you have a quick, fast review on all the action figures. Well, I know that at least the Q basket I have never shown before, but I also feel like when you realize the size of it, it's kind of overrated. At least if you don't live in Japan and have it like me, that I have to pay like more than double the price than what you can get in Japan for something that's half the size of a pop-up figure. So, I will go through Demon Slayer arc through arc, except for the first 6 ones, because they are all in the first season. So, Final Selection arc, Kidnapper's Boga arc, Asakusa arc, Susumi Mansion arc, Mount Natagumo arc, and Rehabilitation Training arc. So, if you have seen my video, you know this is all in French. But I mean, it looks cool. You gotta admit, I hope. So, with the first season, I mean, I like that you actually like got some action already from the start, you know? Like, they weren't really giving you 10 chapters or 2 episodes with like, oh, here you have a family, here you have normal everyday life, boring stuff. And obviously it's the first season that caught my eye, and also that started my obsession, as to say. And I do like the beginning of this, because you get... I mean, I grew up watching like Bleach, One Piece. I never watched Naruto, but that was part of my generation. So I am more used to these like power of friendship, OP, just believe in yourself. And obviously this was not it. Like, he actually has to do stuff to like achieve, I don't know. I mean, he can't just believe that he'll achieve it, and he does, you know. Like, he has to get help from other people, and he's not the greatest one out there, you know, like, that's mostly what I enjoy. And obviously I really like the story, obviously. And out of the whole first season, I do like the rehabilitation arc the best. Especially with Mitsuri just coming there and like... No, that's okay. Obviously, spoiler alert, because there I messed up and I totally forgot when it was. But I like when the triplings, 3 sisters, when the 3 little helpers come and stretch them so they die. Obviously, I am kinda done with Zenitsu's simping, but it's also what makes his character. You know, if it involves women, he can be a god if he wants to. So, yeah, I really like the first season. It has a lot to offer, and at least for me, like, I started reading manga after I saw the first season. so obviously it left me wanting more. And that's, I mean, some animes it's like you watch the first season, then it's like, okay, I know there is more to this, but you know, you don't really feel like you have to continue. And I think everyone at this point knows what the arc after this is. The Mugen Train arc. So this I read before the movie and season came out. I cried when I read it. I mean, I watched it with my dad, so I didn't cry then. But I got tears in my eyes, because I'm not one of those that can cry among other people. So, yeah, I really do like it. And Rengoku, my man, the rest in peace. I will forever remember you. I mean, I don't really know what to say. Like, I just wish we had more time with him. Like, he was such a good older brother to the trio, you know? But yes, this is very emotional. I mean, I like it, obviously. So, yeah, this is just one of my favorites. Mostly because it gives you so much emotions, even though it's just a single arc. And then, after all that crying, we have Entertainment District arc. So this one, it is probably my second favorite arc, because I really felt attached to Daki and Gyutaro? Well, yeah, you know what I mean. I mean, the bad guys in this, I really felt for them. They are my favorite demons out of the whole 12 upper moons. Well, obviously among the 6 upper moons, but also just the lower moons as well. So obviously I really like this one, and I mean, the fight scene that you got in the anime in this, you know, the ultimate fight scene between Uzi and Gyutaro. Yes, I just call him that because I don't remember his name. But either way, it was amazing. Like, my soul, the aestheticness of my soul just revived then and there. It was amazing. And I also liked the whole... I mean, some people didn't like that they normalized polygamy in it, and I'm like, how about you mind your own business? Who cares? Like, honestly. If he managed to get 3 wives, let him have 3 wives. Because if I were to manage to fall in love and have 3 boyfriends, and it all works out, I would try to keep them as well. But, yeah, so... Now we come to the arc where I saw like 2 days ago, like, oh, they have a 3rd season of Demon Slayer and they're on like the 11th episode. Swordsmith Village arc. Okay. I don't know how many has seen it. I don't know where in the story they are. But Tanjiro's swordsmith, he might have some aggression issue, but damn, he looks fine. You know, he looks really fine. Like, but either way, obviously, this is where my love for Muichiro really came in. Obviously, he has a bit of personality issues. I mean, his personality isn't really the best when he really fights demons, but I mean, when I know his backstory, you know, spoiler alert, but the thing between him and his twin, I was like, oh, let me take care of you, I can be your mom, let them both live. But I do like that you had like, well, then you have Rengoku, Usui, and now you get Kanroji and Muichiro that you get to learn more about. And I mean, Mitsuri, Kanroji, oh my god, I don't remember her name. Forgive me. I was so sure before, but now I'm not. And there only says about Tanjiro. Oh yeah, Hagan and Suka. Yes. The swordsmith. If I was more of a simp, I would probably take his picture that's without the mask and probably print it up somewhere. But either way, I do like that you get more of it, and more spoiler alert, but I really wish that there was a happy ending to Obanai and Mitsuri, so you could get like a wedding. I have saved so much fan art from the internet. It's like just them having happy ending after the final fight. Like, But I do like this because, well, obviously you get more of why the Demon Slayer Corps even exists, how it was created, what's up with Musan, and you know. So I really do like that. And after this, we get what I was talking about before, which I really messed up. But the Hashira training arc. And here we get Mitsuri trying to like pull people's leg off their bodies or something. But I do like that, you know, they just don't take the best sword people. They don't just take the best lower level demon slayers. You know, they take everyone and be like, hey yo, we gotta upgrade you guys. Soon the final fight is here, you know? And obviously I do like the whole involving all the Hashiras, all the pillars. Obviously not one of my favorite arcs. Even though I am very bad at saying bad things here on YouTube, like honestly, I should actually start criticizing more. But then again, I do pay a lot of money, especially for this, so I guess it's quite natural that I don't want to like rip on it since I paid so much. But yeah, this is more like you get to know people that will matter in the next arc, which is Infinity Castle arc. This arc will make you cry, it will make you angry, it will make you hate Doma even more. Okay, I don't know if you hate him, but I really, I can't. Like that, that guy I can't. I feel like if he could, he would be a pedo. But yeah, here you get like all the surviving upper moons and the final fights for everything except Musan. I do like that you get to know about the demons as well. You know, like as said, like I finished reading the manga before I even saw like Entertainment District, and I think before Mugen Train. Either way, I was quite fast with finishing reading all of this. And I think that it makes you appreciate the whole plot more when you know the backstory of the demons. For example, Akasa, he is obviously a fan favorite, and he's one of my favorites. Though Rui, my boy, yeah. And yeah, as said, it will be a lot of crying because God knows how many die here. Like, yeah. Like, the insect pillar, Shinobu? Don't really remember her name at the moment. Shinobu, yes. I haven't really been her greatest fan, but I still found her death to be very emotional. Like, it hit me. But after like half of them died here, we have the last part. And what is the last part? Sunrise Countdown Arc. So this, when I got this volume, because I got the last 5 volumes in one go, I probably looked super disgusting when I was reading this, because I was crying and there was snot everywhere, and goddamn, I looked disgusting, and I was trying to read through my tears this whole last volume. And I know it was super disgusting because, yeah, tears and snot everywhere, but I just couldn't stop myself. Because this, I mean, the absolute end is very sad because obviously more people will die. But it really gives you that, I don't know, I kind of got an adrenaline kick because I knew what was gonna happen. But I sat there and I was like, you know, I was almost like out of breath for the characters that fought in the final fight. And I mean, I have to appreciate that it can really give you that. You just sit there and be like, I know what's going on, but I need to finish reading. I mean, I don't know, maybe people who don't usually read don't really care for it. But I do like the plot twist with Tanjiro turning into a demon. I mean, that was... the first time I read it, I was like, oh my god, he's gonna die. And obviously this time I also like sat there crying even more because of it, because it was like so sad even though I know he would survive. But those people that survived, they got happiness, and I have nothing more to add to that. Like, they got their happiness, and I get a little bit emotional right now. But yeah, obviously that shows you guys how much I enjoy this, and even though some people probably don't enjoy it as much as me, I would really recommend anyone that's into like Attack on Titan or, you know, a little bit more fantasy action thing to actually read all of it. Because the anime, it looks like 20 times better. Because Demon Slayer, it's not about the quality of the art. I mean, it has a really interesting art style, but it's the story that really brings you to read it. And you thought I was done? No. No, I am not. Because fan favorites get their own spin-off volume. Demon Slayer Stories of Water and Flame. So here you get a bit more like stories about Rengoku and Tomioka. Yes, I do like that it's so shiny. But yeah, obviously for me who loves Rengoku, I really love this. Though I do find it hard with his dad. Because obviously his dad is an abusive drunk. And a bit too close to home for my taste. But I mean, I have read it and obviously I bought it. Because I also feel like, well, obviously people with like Mugen Train and stuff got a bit more involved with Rengoku. And especially in the Infinity Palace, Infinity Mansion arc. You really got stuck with like Tomioka if you weren't a fan of his already. Because I've always been like half and half, but in the Infinity Palace I really like, oh, yeah, I like you. So Natsu's bundle, like, do I really have a husbando? I mean, I date Rengoku any day, and then we have whatever his name is, the swordsmith. Though I think that Rengoku would definitely be a better choice with a bit more, less aggression. But either way, I do really recommend reading this as well, because it does go into, well, here we have before Rengoku became a pillar. And I mean, I think most people are a little bit more interested in that after getting to know in the anime a bit more about his backstory. I don't remember if it was Mugen Train arc or Entertainment District, but when you get to know a bit about how everything worked at home when he wanted to become a pillar. And that's it. It was very all over the place. I can totally agree with you guys. If you dislike this video, I mean, it's probably because of how messed up this whole video was, but as said, I do have a lecture later today, and obviously it's been a while since I made a video. Mostly because life likes to F you in the ass without any lube or condom, so yeah. But it's very hot here. So yeah, I need to finish this video before I die of heat, because I don't want the fan on in the background of the video. So if you guys want to see anything else, comment it and I'll definitely see it, and peace.